I've been asked a few times about the Shallot Crisps that we used in the last video with the gnocchi, so I thought we'd go through it quickly today. They're pretty easy to achieve and they do add a nice little bit of texture and some interest to a dish. All I'd recommend is making more than you're going to need because they're fucking delicious, and you're bound to eat a few before you even get to the plating up stage. So first thing you're going to need to do is peel the shallot, and once it's peeled we're going to slice it nice and thin. I'm using a mandolin for this, but be really careful if you do decide to use one. They are extremely sharp, a little bit dangerous, so sharp and dangerous in fact that they have 3 warnings in 2 different languages written on the side of them. If you're going to use a mandolin, I would definitely recommend using the guard that is provided. Unfortunately, this is going to be more of a do as I say, not as I do situation because I've lost my guard, but I'm still going to stay nice and safe as I slice my shallots. So when I'm using the mandolin, I try and keep the tips of my fingers and my knuckles away from the blade by keeping my hand nice and flat as I slice. I would recommend this technique even if you are using the guard. So to get our little cross sections of shallot, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it from top to bottom, leaving the root attached. Then, using the mandolin safely, like we discussed, adjust the blade to about 1 to 2 millimeter thick, place the shallot cut side down, and then carefully push it towards the blade to create nice thin slices. Now take your time when you're doing this, you don't want to risk rushing it and slipping and cutting yourself. Slow and steady is definitely gonna win the race here. Now, if you don't want to risk the mandolin, you can still slice these shallots nice and thin by using a sharp knife instead. Once you've got all the slices you need, carefully spread them out on a baking sheet lined with a silicone mat or baking parchment. And it's probably around this time that you'll have to start explaining to the dog that there's no food for her up here on the table. There's no meat here, Gizmo. Then brush each slice with a little bit of olive oil and sprinkle generously with some sea salt. Then place the shallots into an oven at 90 degrees for about an hour until they are crisp and golden brown. Remove from the oven and then leave the shallots to cool. Then they're ready to go. Use them straight away, or you could probably get away with storing them in an airtight container for 3 days to use later on. And that's it, simple but beautiful little shallot crisps. Perfect to liven up a little salad, give a texture to a dish, or even garnish a bowl of gnocchi. That's it, quick one today. If you like this video, let me know by giving us a thumbs up and a comment down below. If you didn't like this video, then please report straight to my complaints department. And this week it is Chef Studio. She's a phenomenal talent and creator on the platform, and I'm sure she would like nothing more than to hear your complaints about me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Now, if you don't want to risk the mandolin, you can just cut your shallot nice and thin by hand using a nice sharp knife. Or horse.